Hold on, y'all. Hold on, everybody. Just gonna wait for everybody to join. Mm. SHALAWAM, sis.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's good. What up, Big Z? SHALAWAM.
What's cracking? You can hear me? You
That
say
was
you on
cracking.
mute.
Yeah, I was talking to Mercedes. I was asking her where she at. Ugh. Um, SHALAWAM, Mercedes.
Shalom.
Shalom. I'm gonna wait like a few more minutes to see who's gonna join. Oh, there we go. All praises.
You actually lit.
Um, we'll wait for a few more minutes to see who's gonna join, and then we can get the thing rolling.
Okay. I'm gonna be
What's
coughing the whole time because I'm sick.
what's the name of the lesson?
The importance of sisterhood. Did you hear me? Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, y'all. Just a few more minutes. Wait on a few more sisters to join. How y'all doing though? How y'all day been? For
Good. How about you?
anybody that observed New Moon and Feast of Trumpets, how are y'all doing? How was the feast day?
Mine's good.
It was good.
All praises. All praises. All praises for the Most High. His mercy to see another new moon. You know,
Shalawam.
go on.
Shalom.
Shalawam.
Um, okay, Fallon. Please don't start. Today's not the day.
I
It's the day.
ain't it. Okay, because I caught you smiling hella hard. It's like, look at her cheeks and that. Look at her smiling.
Okay, Con. Well, I think this is everybody. If not, we can add them.
Bree, what you eating?
Oh.
My bad.
But Con, I think this is everybody.
Put the cheese to the top.
Shalom.
You hear me? You hear me? Yeah. Oh. I'm on my Chromebook.
Who is Big Gooch?
Azaria.
Oh. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, Briasia. Shalom.
What's up, Kai?
Carly. Shalom, Mayan. And Shalom, Goddess Queen. I don't know your name.
Wow,
Jess.
you forgot about me.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Nadia. Sorry if I messed that up. Shalom. And Shalom, Shayla.
Oh, look at the baby.
Aww.
Is it a boy?
Aww.
Okay, Con. So Shalom, y'all. I think this is everybody. Can y'all see my screen?
Kind.
Yeah.
Okay, Con. So start off with, first of all, all praise and honor glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach, like Hawashah, for allowing us to this Bible study virtually. Astray New Moon and Feast of Trumpets for anybody that observed today. I know it's about to end. Well, I think it just ended where I'm at because the sun just went down. But all praise and honor glory to the Most High. The topic of this Bible study is the importance of sisterhood, because whether we believe it or not, we need each other on this walk. Like, we need each other on this walk. We kind of always got, so we need each other in this walk. We're always just going to start it out with the 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently in order. And going to start it out with Sirach 11:8, because, it's like 12 of us on here. We're going to be bringing scripts out through the Spirit, having a lot of conversation. We just want to make sure that we're not cutting nobody off in their speech. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, either interrupt me in the midst of their talk. So because there's so many of us on here and, virtual, we're going to be discussing a lot of things. So we just want to make sure we're listening to people before we answer. But we can start it off with a prayer. Y'all all want to face the east. I'll lead it, and if somebody else want to add in, pass the torch. We can start with prayer so we can get this thing rolling through the Spirit. So how y'all feeling?
Good.
Who said that?
Oh, good.
Feel real good.
How you feel? Yeah.
You can't complain. I'll praise to the Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father.
Somebody got COVID? No, I don't have the COVID.
I
I got a real bad cold.
got a real bad cold.
Oh, somebody was coughing.
Was that
When I said who
Briasia?
Look at Briasia.
Shalom.
All right, let's face the east so we can start a prayer and get out and. Sorry, I'm be scratching my arm a lot because I got like rash and bumps on my arm and like it itch so bad and I know I'm
Don't.
not supposed to scratch it itch. I got to.
No, get you some hydrocortisone 10 or something. Don't keep scratching
I
that.
got cortisone cream, but I don't know if it got pork in it, so I haven't used it yet.
Baby lotion. Some. Put moisturizer. Don't keep scratching it. You're gonna
That's
make
the
it
thing.
worse and
Ain't
it's
no
gonna spread.
clean
Tea
It's
as
gonna
tree.
shit.
spread.
You need tea tree oil. That's the best thing to put on mosquito bumps.
Who said it was a mosquito bump? It ain't no mosquito
Anything.
bump.
tea tree help with anything. Just put
I
something
got
It,
on it to keep it
peppermint oil.
moisturized and quit scratching it.
I got
uh,
peppermint oil, but that didn't do nothing but dry my skin off and peel it off.
you need tea
I was
tree
like,
oil
what is this?
or black. I think it's black seed oil or black castor oil. One of those, or tea tree.
But
But
is
anyways,
everybody
so
facing the east?
time.
Fine.
Everybody facing the east?
Fine.
Con.
Fine.
Kind.
All right, I can start the prayer. Everybody facing the east, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now is everybody head covered?
Yes.
Con.
Can y'all hear me? I'm gonna start the prayer.
Yeah.
All right, come. So, hallelujah. At the water for this righteous Bible study, all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father. How about you? I pray that whatever you put on our spirit to say and do, you do it. I pray that we have a mighty Yapa study session through the Spirit. I pray that everything be done this in order, that we can all sharpen each other's iron. We can just all continue to increase in this walk together. I just pray you brother can sharpen the Spirit of us to just continue to fight these spiritual demons together, and just to help us realize we need each other in this walk. So the water for this, again, the water for this Bible study plan, I just pray we have a Yapa study session through the Spirit. Father, Yahweh, Bahashim, Mashallah, like how Shah, pray these things only and only do I will. In one of us son's name, Yahweh Shah, amen. Barakatah.
Amen.
Amen. Barakatah.
All right. Cool. So, start. Um,
What?
before I start,
It's in my
do
room, but on my bed.
anybody,
So like it.
before I start, I want to get everybody, if you have a prayer request, I want to write that down before we start the lesson. So if anybody got a prayer request, you can type it in the chat or unmute yourself, Bubba Kasha, so I can get everybody's prayer request down.
I'm literally on the freaking thing. They probably saw you. They probably saw you. But you. Oh. Hello.
We can hear you breathe.
I thought I did. I guess I just muted y'all. I can't.
Can y'all hear me? Anybody got a prayer request? Y'all want me to write down a prayer for y'all before we start the lesson?
I'm putting mine in the group in the chat for
Um,
you.
um, Anybody else got a prayer request? This Goddess Queen, what's your name? Because I don't want to be calling you Goddess Queen throughout the whole call. The water. Like, yeah, I'm trying to write as fast as I can.
Shalom.
Um,
Shalom.
if you want to drop your prayer requests in the chat, that's what we're doing right now. I'm writing down everyone's prayer requests, and then we'll get started in a minute. Most High willing.
Come.
Shalom, sis. If you want to drop your Bible, sorry, your prayer requests in the chat, that's what we're doing right now. I'm writing down everybody's prayer requests, and then we'll get started in a minute. Most High willing. Shalom, sis. If you want to drop your prayer requests in the chat, that's what we're doing right now. I'm writing down everybody's prayer requests, and then we'll get started in a bit. Most High willing.
Shalom, y'all. Sorry, I'm just now figuring out how this app works.
You're good, sis. It is a little confusing. Shalom, sis. If you want to drop your prayer request in the chat, that's what we're doing right now. I'm writing down everybody's prayer requests, and then we'll get started in a minute. Most High willing.
can't hear nothing.
Right. I think I got waiting on one more person to drop their prayer request so we can get started. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, Con. So I got everybody's prayer requests. Again, we want to do all things in decent order. And Sirach 11 and 8, we don't want to cut anybody off when they're talking. But I got everybody's prayer requests so we can start this study session through the Spirit. So the topic is sisterhood because we need each other in this walk, whether we know it or not. So I'm going to kick it off with this real quick. The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 50. And I will also pull it up on the screen. And it reads, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same as my mother and sister and so like the same as my brother and sister and mother." I'll read it again. "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same as my brother and mother." So we're family. We're doing the will of the Most High Yahweh Bahashim Hashah. We're keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. We've come into this truth. We've been like it. We've come into this truth in the wilderness thing. So we're all family. What is that noise?
I think it's you, kid.
Ain't me. I ain't talking.
Oh, it's us.
Nah, that's just Satan, bro.
What is that?
Y'all hear that, huh? That scared me.
Fine. That is definitely Satan, because I don't know what that sound is.
Well, like I was saying,
Maybe if everyone unmutes, let's see if it's better, Lord.
I think no. Hold on, don't do that. Hold on.
You can see whose mic it is and people active.
Okay, I got it now. So, I'm gonna reread the verse. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same as my brother and sister and mother. So we're all in this truth now, living set apart, trying our best to stay as blameless as possible. To keep the law, statutes, commandments, and do the will of the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah. So we're family. We're our family. We're sisters, and we need each other in this walk. All of y'all are my sisters. We're all each other's sisters. I love all of y'all, and we all sisters in this thing because we're doing the will of the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah. And we sisters because we all come from the same seed, Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac. So we are sisters in this thing. So we need each other in this walk. We really do. So I want to start off with that and passing the torch to anybody else that want to speak.
Can I grab some real fast? Just to go ahead and start it off? Okay. I'm gonna get Sirach chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. And it reads, "A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such and one hath found a treasure. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Most High shall find him. Whoso feareth the Most High shall direct his friendship aright, for as he is, so shall his neighbor be also." So, that's just going into how, I close it done. That's just going into how, when we doing what we're supposed to do, how you might have came into this truth alone and you found a sisterhood because you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And really, we're supposed to be with each other. And because it goes to say that a faithful friend is the medicine of life. We need somebody in this truth, really. And we just, Salakia. Hold on. Well, never mind. But we need somebody in this truth, really. We got a sisterhood. We got to be strong, and we just got to be for each other. You know? And it says it's a strong defense, so we just need one another.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We do need one another, for real, because this walk get tough. This walk definitely gets tough. It's not easy. So I wanted to get the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2 and 3, and it says, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law for Mashiach. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself." So we're supposed to bear one another burdens, So we definitely need each other in this walk. When when you're going through the spiritual demons, like I be saying something that's so funny, like I'll tell her something going on. She'll be like, "Let me know if you need me to tap in and fight that demon with you." It be like that. Like we need to fight these demons together. We need to bear one another's burdens. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're commanded to do. Also, we should do it because we love one another. We want each other to grow in this thing, fight these demons. We want each other to overcome these demons because it's rough out here. It gets rough out here, and we cannot do it alone. We can't do it alone. So I wanted to bring the verse 3 out because you don't want to be that sister that walking around thinking, "I don't need nobody. I don't need to tell nobody what I got going on. Shoot, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need nobody." You don't want to walk around that sister that think you're something and you're nothing because you're deceiving yourself. We all dust and ashes in this thing. Nobody's better than the next. We all equals in this thing. We need each other in this walk. So just don't walk around thinking like you can do bad all by yourself because you can't. We can't do it alone. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't. And you don't gotta confide in every you might know 30 sisters. You don't gotta text all 30 of them sisters when you're going through something. It's a precept in Sirach about have a counselor and let me see if I can find it. Hold on. But you don't gotta tell every single body, your business. You get what I'm saying? You can hold on, let me find a precept. In Sirach. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 6, and it reads, "Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000." So you can be in peace with a lot of sisters. You can know so many sisters. You can text about 30 sisters a day, but you don't got to tell every sister your business. You can, have one counselor, have a few counselors. You ain't got to confide in everybody, but confide in somebody. Don't just bottle it in. Don't just think you can. Hold on. Don't just think you can fight these spiritual demons. Don't think you can fight these spiritual demons alone because you can't. None of us can. So I just wanted to bring that out. Just make sure you confide it in somebody. Like you could text maybe 5 sisters a day. Them your sisters you talk to every single day. You ain't gotta tell every 5 sisters. You ain't gotta tell 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just make sure you confide in somebody because we can't do it alone. Like we can't. These spiritual demons. That's why 1 Peter 5 and let me get that real quick. 1 Peter chapter 5 in verse 7. That's why the Most High tells us to cast all our care upon. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So these spiritual demons is always walking around. Satan and his puppet masters, they always walking around to see who they can devour. Always walking around. So we want to make sure we stay on guard, and we got the full armor of the Most High on, and battling these spiritual demons together, because they always walking around to see who they can devour. And if you balling it up, ain't talking to nobody, it's only gonna get worse. And we already know that Satan be trying to come in and get you to feel like, no, don't tell nobody. You got it. You can do it alone. Like Satan will try to come in and play your mind and have you like bottled up for real and not talk to nobody. But that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here for one another. We're here for one another. So we just got to take advantage of that. We really can't do this. We can't walk this walk alone. But I'm giving the floor to somebody else. I just want to bring that out through the Spirit.
I have a precept in Proverbs 11, verse 14. And it reads, this is backing up what you're talking about on counsel. And this is Proverbs 11:14 again. And it reads, where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So I thought that was a good precept, because when you have counsel, when you see counsel, that's like a safe place, especially as sisters. A lot of us, of course we lost friends, worldly friends, and you feel like you don't have nobody. But when you come into the truth and you get to know people, like, actually prove sisters that you feel like you can trust to seek counsel with, it's kind of like a safe place. And I just think it's a beautiful thing to have at least one or two sisters, or however many the Most High bring into your life, to, kind of seek that counsel. And maybe, Lord willing, they can seek counsel from you as well.
Kind. All praises. Right. And that's why the Most High, he granted us, when he blessed us with one another. He blessed us with one another so we could be there for one another when we need counsel. It's a precept Kiara be pulling, where she talks about Kiara. I don't know what precept it is, Kiara. If you want to pull it, it talks about when you sit in the group chat about how the Most High has placed us here for
like 1 Corinthians 10 and 13.
No, the one where you sent in the group chat about, the notes you sent the other day. I don't remember you just saying like the Most High placed one another for us for counsel to go to people when we need prayer and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it about like the physicians that we have?
Oh yeah, that on the spiritual. Yeah, that.
That's the spirit, because I'm looking for that precept right now. Lord willing, I can find it and get back to you.
Kind. But that's what we're here for. The Most High has blessed us with one another. And like I said, you could talk to so many sisters a day, but that don't mean you got to tell everybody. Just make sure you confide in somebody, because Satan will definitely sneak up and, have you feel like, man, I can't talk to nobody. Or have you feel like you don't want to talk to nobody, but we need each other. Like, we really do need each other. I know I be needing folks to confide in, because the Most High tests us every day. And these spiritual demons they be walking around. They be attacking, and we gotta fight back. But we gotta do it together, though. 2 is better than 1. Let me get that real quick.
I got the precept after you.
All praises. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. If they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat, but how can one be warm alone? So when you fall, that's what we're here for, to pick you up. Like, if I fall, that's what my sister's here for, to pick me up. We got to pick each other up in this thing. 2 are better than 1. You can't get through this thing alone. Like, if you're alone, how you going to be warm? If you're alone, how you going to fight the spiritual demons? If you're alone, how are you going to get through this walk? You can't do it alone. 2 is better than 1. So I just want to bring that out, because I'm going to keep saying it all night. We need each other. We really do. Like, sisterhood is so important. Sisterhood is very important. You want to make sure you also proven spirits, because we already know Romans chapter 9 and verse 6. It reads, not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. So you want to make sure you're proving folks, because just because a sister got, all praise to the Most High on her bio, you just want to make sure you're proving folks for and testing the spirits. Everybody that's Israel, not Israel, we all know that. That's why the Most High tells us in Sirach, chapter 6, if thou get a friend, prove them and don't be hasty to credit them. You can't put your trust in everybody. You can't confide in everybody. But that's why we got to prove folks, test their spirits and stuff like that. But we not, we need each other in this walk, for real. Like, for real. But I'm giving the floor to QR so she can put a precept.
So this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38 and verse 1. I want to start at verse 1. It reads, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. So this is not talking about the doctor you see with the white coats on and you go to the doctors with. Like, that's not talking about that. This is talking about the physicians, the counselors the Lord has set up and put. Like, there's literally a script in Isaiah where it's literally like the Lord has set up people to help you and to, like, ultimately, like, the people who have brought you into this truth. Verse 10 reads, leave off from sin, order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. So verse 9, my son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. So, like, there's in this chapter, it's like an order. So when you're in your sickness, when you're battling these spirits, like in the prayer of Manasseh says, I'm like, like held down with many bands and stuff, like those are spirits, like. And so the order is you got to praise the Lord whenever you're in your sickness. And then in verse 12 it says, then give place to the physician, for the Lord hath created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. So you go to the Lord, then you go to your physician, your counselor. Another thing, we don't want to be going through something and then the first thing you do is pick up your phone and call a sister, because we got to go to the Lord first. This is literally in order in this chapter. And then verse 14, for they shall also pray unto the Lord that he would prosper that which they give for ease and remedy to prolong life. So when you go to your sister, they're going to pray. If you ask your sister to pray for them, for you, Lord willing, they're going to go to the Lord and pray for you. And, and once they pray unto the Lord, that's going to give you ease and remedy. Because verse 18, it says, for of heaviness cometh death, and the heaviness of the heart breaketh strength. So that's why we need those physicians, but ultimately we got to go to the Most High, seek counsel, and then with the fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much, James 5:16, I'm pretty sure. So, we need our sisters. Like Mackenzie keeps saying, we need our sisters. But that's all I have on that.
That's a mighty precept for real, and that's the spirit. Because I was just thinking about James 5:16, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it out. This is the book of James. I'm going to start at verse 14. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And verse 15. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven of him. Confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So on a spiritual level, verse 14, they could talk about being spiritually sick. When you battling these spiritual demons and you need prayer, that could go into that. On a spiritual level, talking about these spiritual demons we fight on a daily basis. But that's why James 5:16 tell us to confess our faults to one another, because that's why James 5:16 tell us to confess our faults to one another, because we be needing prayer. Like we when you go off, or just when you went off, or you just really balance something, you want to confess that to a sister, because she can pray for you. And a prayer of a righteous sister is so powerful. Like a prayer from another righteous sister is so powerful. If you tell like two sisters you're going through it, both of them praying for you is so powerful. That's why you want to make sure you're confiding in sisters, and confessing your faults, confessing where you messed up, confessing what you're battling with, confessing the demon that's attacking you, so that they can pray for you. Because once throwing up them prayers, prayer is so powerful. We already know that the Most High, hears the prayer of the righteous. So when you got a sister praying for you, that's powerful. You want to, but she's never gonna know what you're battling with if you don't tell her. if you're really battling through something, you need specific prayer, she's never going to know if you don't tell her. So that's why we got to confess that. It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 31. Now we know that Yahweh heareth not sinners, but if any man be a whisper of Yahweh and doth his will, him he heareth. So the Most High hears our prayers off rip. We also want to pray that the Lord willing, he do hear our prayers, and we're doing everything we can to be as righteous as possible and blameless as possible, so he do hear our prayer. But the Most High hears our prayers. The Most High not dealing with sinners. So we just want to make sure, like, we confess it to our sisters when we're going through it. We confess it to our sisters when we slip up. We confess it to our sisters when we get out of the spirit. We just want to make sure we're confessing all these things so our sisters can pray for us. Like, we really need as many prayers as we can get, really, though. So that's why I asked for our prayer requests, because we need prayer. We really need prayer, and we need each other in this walk. And I was just eating off what Kiara said, because that was a Yapa precept she pulled out. The Most High has placed us here for one another, to bear one another's burdens, to pray for one another, to walk this walk together. That's why the Most High has placed us here. So, passing the torch.
I'm gonna grab something. I'm gonna get the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and 17. And it reads, Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friends. This is just going into how we can check it, like we can make sure that we're okay, like, make sure we're staying on fire and doing what we're supposed to do. Make sure we read it, make sure that we're okay, keeping each other in line and making sure that we're doing what we were supposed to do. Because we are sisters, and like Ken keeps saying, we do need each other. We need someone to help us, just stay on track, stay on fire, and especially right now because these demons is hopping on everybody. They out. So you just need somebody right now. You need a sister, or if you got a friend or brother, but we're talking about sisterly love. We just need one another. So we can help each other just stay on track. We can help each other read if someone's feeling down. We can call them and read with them. We can pray for them. Like Ken just said, we can just help each other out. And that's what that's really going in.
All praises. Mighty break down to the spirit. We really do need each other in this walk. Iron definitely sharpen iron. Like Briasia said, we need one another in this walk to, keep each other in line, rightly rebuking one another, checking on one another, making sure, hey sis, have you read today? Hey sis, you got a prayer request? Anything in your mind? Anything you want to talk about? We really do need each other. Like, iron sharpen iron, because if you're going through it, that's why it's so important to rebuke Satan. Because Satan gonna really try to tell you, nah, you can do this alone. Nah, you don't need to talk to nobody. Satan will really try to, plague your mind like that. But that's why we gotta rebuke Satan off rip. Get in these scripts, as Hebrews 4 and 12 saying, use this sword to cut it up, cut these demons up. Because Satan will really try to have you feel like, you're alone in this thing, and you're not. It's so important to confide in the system when you're going through, because, dang, lost my train of thought, y'all. It's so, after I lost my train of thought, hold on.
I'm gonna grab something else when you get done speaking, Ken.
Okay, but it's so important to bear one another burdens and confide in one another, because if you're going through it and you really going through it, you could text a sister, hey sis, can you read to me? Like, can you read to me on the phone? I'm going through it. Or you could text this, hey sis, can you pray for me? I'm really going through it. Can you call me and pray over me? Like, that is so powerful. Like, I've texted a sister and be like, hey sis, can you pray over me? Because it's just powerful. We need stuff like that. And like I said, like I put earlier in Galatians 6 and 3. You don't want to walk around this thing thinking you're something and you're nothing. You don't want to walk around this thing thinking, I can do better by myself. I don't need no prayer. I don't need no sister. I don't need to tell nobody what I got going on. Because sis, you do need sisters in this thing. You need us. We need each other. So I just wanted to bring that out. Iron definitely sharpen each other iron. We need each other to keep each other in line, to rightly rebuke one another, check one another, make sure we stand on fire, making sure we're doing everything we can to be as righteous as possible, blameless as possible, moving in the spirit of our foremothers, because we are trying to get the kingdom, so we definitely need each other on this walk. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out.
I have a precept.
Bring it out.
All right, so I'm going to go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. And it reads, wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. So that's saying, like, in this truth, we got to love one another. another, and like Kenzie said, like we gotta comfort each other and like sending precepts to a sister when you feel like she's down, or even when you don't feel like she's down, like praying over another. We gotta comfort each other, letting the sisters know that we here for them, and improve one another, like edifying each other, like if a sister needs help on something, like go help the sister out, or like you see her the sister struggling on something, like letting the sister know, like, yeah.
Fine. Fine. I agree, sis. I agree. We're supposed to be here to edify one another, to comfort one another, to bear these burdens to one another. That's why in the book of Romans, the Most High tells us, and it's also in Sirach. The book of Romans, the Most High tells us to weep with those that weep and rejoice with those that rejoice. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. So when your sister going through it, you're going through it too. When your sister weeping, you weeping too. And when your sister rejoicing, we want to be there for one another. So we definitely want to comfort each other, edify one another, just be there for one another. That's what we're here for. I remember my graduation night, I cried on Fallon's shoulder. Like that's what it's about for real. That's what it's about. Like I remember one time, like I'll text Kaya, I'll be crying. She'll literally send me a picture of her shoulder and be like, "Here, I'm here if you need me." That's what we're here for. Like that's what we're here for. We need each other in this walk for real. Like for real. So, I know Bria just said she wanted to grab a precept, so I'm gonna quit talking. Give it to her.
Brion grabbed the same thing I was gonna grab. All praises. We must have been thinking the same thing.
Oh, that's a spirit.
All praises. I have a precept in Philippians. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 1 through 3, and it reads, "Therefore, if there is any consolation in Christ, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and mercy, fulfill my joy by being like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through self-ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem others better than himself." So that's basically saying, like, don't have like that, like we were talking about earlier, like that mindset of you're better than somebody. Like, don't think you're above, because being conceit is like vain, and having that selfish ambition is like you thinking you're better than somebody, because we're all babies in this walk, like we said last week. We're all still learning, we're all still growing in this truth, and as sisters we have to be operate out of love, to be on one accord with each other, and not think you're better than somebody, because you could possibly go through the same thing they going through. The Lord could possibly put you through the same thing, or the Lord could put them through the same thing you're going through, just because you're having that spirit of selfish ambition and conceit on you. So I thought that was a good precept for when we talked about that in the beginning.
Beautiful precept. No, we're definitely supposed to be around like-minded people, for sure. There's so many precepts on that. It's a beautiful thing. And you know what? Let me get this real quick. It's the book of 1 John chapter. What's that? I think it's 3 John 1 and 4. Brian, what's that precept of? It's a beautiful. The Most High loves when we're walking in truth. Maybe it's 3 John. John something. Okay, I found it. It's the book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. So the Most High loves seeing us on one accord, one mind, walking in this truth together. So we got to walk in this truth together. We got to fulfill the Most High joy and be on one accord, be like-minded, walking this thing together. That's what we're here for. So I just wanted to eat off that, what Fallon said, because that was a Yappa point she brought out, You know, when you're going through it and you need counsel, you can't go to your worldly friends because they don't have that knowledge to understand. They don't got the spirit to give you the right counsel you need through the spirit of power, through Yahweh by Shema Shah. They don't got that. They haven't been renewed through the mind, through the spirit to, like really understand what you say when you're talking about you battling demons. Like that's why the Most High want us around like-minded people that's keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why the Most High tells us to depart from iniquity. That's why the Most High tells us, to walk together because we need one another. Like you can't go to your worldly friend when you need counsel about something. You can't go to your worldly friend when you're like, hey, can you pray for me? You got to go to the sisters in this truth that know exactly what you're going through. That's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's battling these same demons on a daily. You got to go to them. You got to get that wise counsel through them. So I have no greater authority to hear that my children walk in truth. We got to walk in this truth together, y'all. For real, for real.
I have another one to back that up. What we just read, the book precepts we just read. This one is in 1 Corinthians, verse 10, and it says, "Now I plead with you, brethren, by the name of the Lord, that you all speak the same thing, and that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment." That's what I have for that. And that's 1 Corinthians 1 through 10. 1 verse 10, Slakia.
I'm going to cut you off, Slakia. Kind. Y'all have a precept, y'all. Let me get this real quick.
Can I? Like,
oh, go ahead.
Can I grab something to go with all that y'all just dropped?
Well, go ahead. You ain't got to ask. Bring it out. I'll pull it up.
Proverbs 13 and 20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. That's just going into, if you walking with worldly friends, you're going to have that temptation to go back and be in the world with them. They cannot help you. They cannot give you, like Candy said, they cannot give you the same advice that someone in the truth can. And that's what it's saying. You're supposed to walk with the wise, supposed to be with people that's in the truth. And it's another precept that I'm thinking of. I can't think of it. I barely thought of that one. But it's basically going into the company that you keep. And basically, you gonna be who with you are. Like, I don't know how to put it. The way you are with these set of people, you're not gonna be with earthly people. Like, y'all are not gonna be talking about the same thing. Y'all are not gonna be doing the same thing. They're not gonna be motivating you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They're not gonna be motivating you to, pray. They're not gonna be motivating you to do this or that we gotta be doing in the truth, basically.
I know what precept you're talking about inside Iraq. I'm finna get it. Literally.
About the company that you keep.
I think it's in. Okay, never mind. Slakia.
You good? This one is Iraq chapter 13. This book is Iraq chapter 13 and verse. I'm gonna start at 1 and then I'm gonna go down to 15. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him. And down to 15, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly. So kind, you are who you hang around. They want to make sure you're hanging around, you're keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, and you're hanging around sisters that's doing the same thing. You don't want to be kicking it with everybody in the world. You don't want to be going to worldly people for counsel because they can't help you. They're not gonna understand. So we gotta be around these sisters that are like minded, that's doing the will of the Most High. How about Shema? We gotta stay around these sisters that's gonna keep us in the spirit. We want to stay around these sisters that's gonna check us, that's gonna rightly rebuke us, that's gonna make sure we straight, that's gonna breathe for us if we're going through it, that's gonna pray over us when we're going through it, that's gonna answer the phone when we're crying and gonna tell us to breathe and just pray and just call upon the name of the Most High. How about Shema? Because you are who you hang around. Like if you're hanging around worldly people, you're gonna be. If you're hanging around people that's in the world, your spirit gonna be vexed. They're gonna be talking about all types of madness, vexation, and spirit. You ain't gonna be able to relate. But if you hanging around sisters in this truth, that's doing the will of the Most High, how about Shema? They're gonna build you up through the spirit. They're gonna sharpen your iron, like iron sharpens iron. So I just want to bring that out. I want to eat off that what Bria just said. So kind.
I got a precept for that.
Go
or
ahead.
what Briasia said as well. It's in the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verses, hold on, Slakia, verse 26, and it reads, "The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray." So that's basically summarizing what she just said. You can't you cannot hang out with everybody. You can't hang out with the worldly people because they're gonna lead you astray. They're not gonna lead you to righteousness. They're not gonna lead you to a better understanding, to getting wisdom. They're not gonna be able to help you with anything regarding the truth because they're of the world. So you have to be careful with who we choose as friends, even in the truth. That we're not exempt either. Us being in the truth, we're not exempt from that because we got to choose our friends wisely in this truth as well. Because like Ken said earlier, everybody's not Israel.
Mm.
And I'm
Shalom,
like,
y'all.
SHALAWAM.
Sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Shalom.
Can y'all hear me?
Who's that?
Hi, sis.
Okay, I have one. Unless Bree has a preset for that.
Oh.
I was just gonna get something about it. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was just gonna get something about how that's a false balance. You can't be in the truth and how really friends. I'm gonna just get it. This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Most High, but a just weight is His delight. You get that's. I don't want to say it's off, but it's kind of weird. Like you in the truth and you still hanging around your worldly friends. It's not gonna weigh you out because you're gonna constantly be in a what is it with the word for it? A whirlwind, I guess. You just gonna be you struggling. That's gonna be more weight on you. You're already struggling to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but at the same time, you still going back and you going to those temptations that your worldly friends are doing, and that's like off. That balance is not just, and you just keep going like this, and the Lord not dealing with that. Basically, He's not gonna be dealing with that because it says it's abomination.
Got a precept off that.
I got something for that when you done, Mayan.
You can
hear
actually
me?
go. You can actually go because I was gonna say something completely different.
Okay, Con. Hold on, give me 1 second so I can get it real quick. I'm gonna be reading James chapter 1, verses 8, and it says, "He is a double-minded man, is unstable in all his ways." So like Bree was saying, it doesn't weigh out when you're hanging out with people that's in the truth and hanging out with people that's in the world. Because then you, like she said, you're gonna be in a whirlwind and you basically double minded. You don't know what you want. You don't know if you wanna talk to your worldly friends about folly or you wanna talk to your friends, brothers and sisters in the truth about righteousness. So you gotta choose because it's either you're gonna love one or hate the other. And I think it's a precept for that too. But if I can find that later, I'll bring that out.
I think I have that precept.
Okay, Con. If somebody
I'm
can
sure
bring that out.
it's what you're talking about. But it was Matthew 6:24.
Matthew 6.
Yeah, it says, "No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon."
Con.
I think that goes together because we're talking about if you're still like getting advice from worldly acquaintances or worldly people, but you're trying to be in the truth. It just doesn't go together.
It doesn't.
Con.
It's like mixing peanut butter and Roman noodles. Like it don't mix. It don't go together. And that's a nasty combination. It's a nasty combination. It don't mix. It don't go together. So we just want to make sure we're keeping ourselves surrounded by sisters in this truth and uplifting one another and being there for one another because can't nobody else do it. Your worldly friends can't do it. The worldly friends don't know what you're going through. They can't give you that counsel. They can't bear that burden with you, but your righteous sisters can. So that's why we want to make sure we confide in our sisters and being there for our sisters for real.
Fine.
I got a precept.
Bring it out.
Okay. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 37:12. But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Oh.
Want to be in continually with the sister that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You want to when you want to go out, you want to hit up that righteous sister. You don't want to hit up Bree in the world. So my girl, you trying to hit the club? No, I'm not trying to hit no club, sis. You want to be around your righteous sisters because they're gonna keep you in check through the spirit. They're gonna check you if you're trying to go off, or if you do go off. They're gonna righteously rebuke you. Or your righteous sisters want the best for you. Your righteous sisters want you to overcome these spiritual demons. Your righteous sister, she's gonna bear that burden with you. So we gotta make sure we're being there for one another for real. You know, and I gotta do a better job for being there for my sisters as well. I try my best, but I gotta do better. No, I gotta do better.
I have a scripture now. Okay, I have two. Hold on. Y'all can hear me, right? Okay. Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. So like, we have to have a good name like throughout the sisterhood. We got to be that sister that is known to check up on sisters and be there whenever they need, rather than, oh, that sister don't really answer my calls and stuff like that. Yeah, just have to be dependable and show that you can be a sister to others. And then here's another one. Proverbs 18:24. A man that hath friends must shew himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. That's all.
Mighty, mighty, mighty. I definitely agree. You know, you don't want to be that sister that's known for that's never being there when people need you. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of trouble. And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that sister that's, you know, how do I break it down? For some men is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of trouble. So you don't want to be that sister that's, you know, only around sisters and cool with sisters for your own benefit. But the minute they need counsel, the minute they need you in their day of trouble, you know where to be found. You know, you don't want to be that sister that's known for just, just being there to be there. Like you're not there for that sister. You never answer her calls. You know, you never answer her texts. You don't send her precepts when she's going through. You don't pray for her. You're just never there. But she's always there for you. She answers your calls. She sends you precepts. She's uplifting you through the spirit when you need it. You know, she's sending you scripts. You know, and we're supposed to give good alms. And giving good alms is always not about giving money or materialistic things. It's also about sending scripts when someone needs it. You know, so you don't want to be that sister that's never there when folks need you, but the sister's always there for you. And you don't want to be that sister you don't want to be that sister that in the day of someone else's trouble, when someone's going through, when somebody's feeling down, you're never nowhere to be found. But the minute you need counsel, the minute you need folks is on speed dial there for you. So you know you want to make sure, like Mercedes said, you want to make sure you're dependable. You know you want to have a good name. You want to be known for that sister that's always there for folks, always checking up on folks, always sending folks precepts. You know. So kind.
And I was gonna say, like, you never know. Like, you always gotta treat your sisters well, cause you never know when you're gonna need them eventually, cause the Lord could put them in your life, and you over there just treating them bad and not talking to them.
It's mighty. It's mighty.
I got another precept.
Bring it out.
Okay, it's Hebrews 13:16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices God is well pleased.
Fine. Fine. Mighty precepts. That's a mighty sister.
I have one for what Maya brought out, but I can't find it right now, so someone else can go until I find it.
You paraphrase it? I'll Google it if you paraphrase it.
I know it's in Zechariah. It's basically, hold on, let me see. It's basically saying like, it's basically talking about not shutting your brother out. It's in Zechariah. Hold on, I think I'm about to look
Is
it
it
up.
Zechariah 11 and 14? It might not be it, but
No, hold on, select it.
well, let us know when you find it.
Okay, Kai.
When you find it.
I'm gonna grab some real fast. Simple. It's just plain. Because we were talking about always being there, you know. This is John 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this. I'm sorry, y'all. It's highlighted dark. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And basically, put it down. Like somebody needs you, you there. Like you stop what you doing, and you there. If they need you, you can't just be putting your sisters off. It's, oh, you're not really doing nothing. You just kind of avoiding them because you don't want to be there. Like that's off. You're supposed to be there for your sisters. You're supposed to lay down your life for them. So you just always supposed to be there because if you never know how much someone may need you at that moment, and you may be the only person that they feel like they can confide in, and then you're not there for them, you're not helping them, you kind of just being, what's the word for it? You're just dismissing them. Really, that could probably affect someone, and it's another. You're not supposed to be offending people, basically, but you're just supposed to be there for them, like as much as you can. Give alms, like Ken said, and that's not just money. Like she said, you gotta pray for them. If they need a shoulder to cry on, somebody to just vent to, talk to, you can pray for them. You can read with them. You just gotta be there for them, basically.
You never know what nobody's going through for real, for real. And that's why you want to be there for sisters, because like Bria just said, that phone call that sister makes you, you might be the only person she need to talk. You might be the only person she got to talk to at that moment. Or she might have some real bad demons on her, and you might be the last person she call. Like, how forbid, but you never know what somebody's going through. So like, you got to be one of them sisters that's gonna drop everything when someone needs you. When somebody say they're going through it. When somebody texts you and say they need you, you want to be that sister that's gonna drop everything and be there for you. Lay your life down. Put your life on the line for your sisters for real, because that's how we gotta be. I'm stepping by my sisters, and that's I'm stepping. That's how I gotta be there for real.
So every time it'd be like yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Ken said, she said anytime Ken be like, "Can I call you?" I call her. I just call her because I never know what she need. I never know. I just never know what she.
I always
Can I
do
call
that.
you? I just I read the text and call her, and it may be something simple, but I still call her because you never know. Like she could just be somewhere like broke down dealing with a bunch of demons, and she cannot call you. I may be the only person she reached out to. Let me hurry up and call this girl real fast. Just call. Like you just stop what you do. Like let me hurry up. Every time, every single time, and.
I was just gonna say, I remember one time you called me, and I was like, "Dang, can I call you first?" Like I said, I'm gonna call
No,
you.
no, because you don't ever add She never adds context, y'all. She just be like, "Can I call you? I'm finna call you." So I just go ahead and call her because you never know what she. I just never know what she might need. Maybe she need me to pray for her real fast. What was that day I was at work? I left. I went from that wherever I was doing. I don't remember what I was doing. I went to the bathroom and I prayed for her real fast. Cause you never know how much she may have needed that. Like we don't know. You just
I
never
really
know.
needed it. I really needed it.
Huh?
I really needed it that day.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was doing. I just know I was at work. And I think, like I said, she was like, "Can I call you?" I called her, and she was like, "Can you pray for me?" Yeah, let's go to the bathroom real fast. Let me go. I was
God.
let me go to the restroom real fast. I had to put my vest over my head and just, you just never know because, like she said, she needed that, and I didn't know that. I just knew that she needed somebody to talk to and pray for her. So I'm finna stop what I'm doing. Forget the bag. You gotta go help your sister. You never know.
Huh?
You just gotta go help. Just forget the bag. That money not getting you nowhere. You never know what somebody how much someone may need you at that moment. So
And the Lord, He gonna remember that. We already know that the Most High sees everything. The Lord is gonna remember that, and we already know that the Most High is gonna repay us for our works. The Most High gonna remember every time you drop what you was doing to be there for that sister. The Most High is gonna remember every time you sent precepts to a sister. The Most High gonna remember if a sister hit you up and you said in your head, "Man, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. I'm gonna have to cheat. I ain't texting her back, and I'm not sending her precepts. I don't feel like that's off." The Most High gonna remember every single thing. So you just want to make sure you doing things and sincere, being sincere in this thing and being genuine, being there for your sisters when they need to confide, not pushing them off. Sometimes I'll call you back tomorrow. I don't feel like talking right now, or just ignoring them. You never know how much a sister needs you. You never know how much. You never know what that prayer can do for her in that moment. You never know. Like you never know. You never know. So we gotta be that type of sister gonna lay our life down for our sister for real. We gotta step by our sisters because that's how we gotta be. We need each other in this walk for real, for real.
I got a precept.
Bring it out.
Proverbs 27:9. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doeth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. So like y'all were saying, you never know if a sister needs it. That counsel helps them, that be that help that they need to uplift their spirit.
Um, I have a precept too for that as well. And it is in First John 3-17. This is going back on what Maya said earlier as well too about shutting out your brother and sisters. And it says, "But whoso hath this world's good, and seek his brother have need, and shut up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?" So basically, like we were saying, you can't shut your brother, your sister out. Right now we're talking about sisters, but you can't shut your sister out in a time of need. Like if somebody needs something and you kind of got that prideful spirit, or you kind of got that spirit of just like procrastination, like you're like, I'll do it later, or I'll text her back later, because you doing something and a sister may call you and you busy, and you like, nah, I'm gonna just handle it later. Like Bree said, when Ken called her, asked if she could call her, she called her immediately, even if she was at work. She still prayed for her. That's how we have to be. We have to be like that. And that just shows that your sister really care about you, because she willing to put aside what she's doing to help you and to comfort you, because we are here to comfort each other through the spirit and to be that light to each other and get that wise counsel, pray for each other. That's what the Lord brought us this sisterhood for. And we got to take advantage of that, because it's going to come a point in time where we're not going to be able to reach out to each other. It's going to be a point in time when Jacob's trouble come. We might not have our cell phones. We might not be able to contact nobody. So while you have it now, don't sit on that and be like, oh, I got my sisters. They still here. They still here. The Most High could come back any day. All hell could break loose any day, and we're not gonna have no type of contact with nobody, nothing. So I feel like those are good precepts that we brought out, speaking on that, because that's kind of been on my spirit too, to make sure I check up on my sisters, and to call my sisters and to talk to them and to get to know my sisters, because that's what we really need in this walk. And I'm passing the torch.
We need it, whether we know it or not. We really do need it.
I have a precept. Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
Oh, okay. So it's Leviticus 19 and 18. It reads, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." So, loving your sister is a commandment. So we gotta love each other like we would love ourselves. How we take care of ourselves, we gotta take care of one another.
That's right. That's a spirit, because I had that precept wrote down. But we gotta be there for one another, love one another as we love ourselves. If you know you want somebody to be there for you when you're going through it, if you know you need, if you was to need counsel and you want somebody to drop what they're doing, you gotta treat people with that same love and respect. You gotta treat people how you want to be treated. When you're going through and you need counsel, if you call somebody, you need counsel. If you text somebody, you need counsel. You gotta be there for the people just how people be there for you. You gotta love people as you love yourself. If you want somebody to be there for you, you gotta be there for them.
fine. Can I
And
read
even
up?
still,
Oh, Salakia.
I was just gonna say, even still, like, you don't want to have that mindset of, oh, she'll never answer my call. She'll never be there for me. She'll never check up on me. She don't hit me up, so I ain't finna hit her. She don't call me, I'm not calling her. She don't text me, I'm not texting. That's prideful. You want to root that. You want to root that spirit. But if you do feel like you always there for a sister, she's never there for you. Just respectfully, humbly, most gentle way possible, let her know that. Through the spirit. Don't just like let that build up and don't say nothing. Let her know that. But don't be that sister that be like, well, she don't never check up on me or call me, so I ain't calling her. Lord willing, whatever she dealing with, she can get through it, but I ain't checking up on her. That's off. You want to be there for your sister. That's off, for real. So I just wanted to bring that out.
Fine. I wanted to go up a script from what Giselle read in Leviticus chapter 19 verses 16 and 17, and it reads, "You shall not go about a talebearer among your people, nor shall you take a stand against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall surely rebuke your neighbor and not bear sin because of him." So I kind of like those two precepts because we definitely should not have hate in our heart. Definitely should not talebear, and we gotta righteously rebuke each other. It hurts, and sometimes it may not feel good, but pray that the Most High remove the spirit of offense, pride, any spirit that may block you from being able to accept that rebuke, because we don't want our brothers and sisters to sin because of us. That's the last thing we should want in this truth, is to be sinning and then to have our brothers and sisters especially, sinning because of us. Like we saying something or doing something, and then now we got them saying something and doing something that's off. So we have to make sure we rebuke each other. Take it as joy. Take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of people not gonna let you. A lot of people not gonna let you. I forgot what I was gonna say. Like, because a lot of people aren't gonna tell you when you're wrong. They're just probably gonna just be like, "Oh well, this sister off. I can't mess with her no more. She done did something." So no, you tell her if she wrong. Tell her, like, I've been righteously rebuked. I got righteously rebuked yesterday, and I'm thankful for that righteous rebuke, because that helped me to see myself and to confess to somebody. And that's one thing you have to do, like we talked about earlier, is confessing what you do. If you sin against your sister, if you don't confess to them, just take it up with the Lord, and He will definitely forgive you. But take that righteous rebuke. That's all I had to say about that.
gonna grab something to go with what Ken was just saying about how what'd you say? I know what you said. How don't be that sister that's like, don't you dropping. Well, you never drop anything. How can I put it? I never know how to word stuff. I like it. Can't say what you said. I can't word it.
You don't want to
How
be that
you not
sister that's
there?
you don't want to be that sister that's known for like every time you need counsel, every time you need every time you need somebody to talk to, every time you need some sisters is there for you. But the minute a sister need counsel, the minute a sister needs somebody to talk to, the minute a sister need somebody to pray for her, read for her, you know where to be found. You can care less. That's like Sirach 6 and what it say. Some people are there for their own occasion, but in the day of trouble they're not gonna buy. So you don't want to be that sister that's only there for folks just for your benefit. But as soon as they have their day of trouble, soon as they down and bad, soon as they got spiritual demons attacking them, you know where to be found. You like to hell with them. Hopefully she get through. You don't want to be that sister because that's off. And the Lord gonna remember
I'm
that.
finna grab that. Actually, that's what I was finna grab. That Sirach 6 and 8, and then Sirach 6 and 10, and it reads, for some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And then it says 10, again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. There y'all. I want to say it's like people, how we would say in the world, fake. You always you want something from somebody, but you can't give it back. You're supposed to treat people how you want to be treated. And if you want someone, I'm not gonna say if you want someone to help you, you need to help them. But at the same time, it's mutual. It needs to be mutual. That's what a sisterhood is. You can't always expect to receive, and not give. You can't do that. That's off. That's not what you're supposed to be doing as people, as women in the truth in general. We're supposed to love each other and guide each other and help each other. And that's what we're here for. So you can't, don't be that person you're nowhere to be found. You want help, but you can't give help. Don't be that person. It's just, I don't know. That's all.
Mm.
I think Kaya had her hand up.
Go ahead, Kaya.
I can't hear anything.
Kaya, is you trying to talk, Kaya?
We can't hear you, guy.
Kaya.
Dang, look at Satan trying to stop the word. Devil, get thee behind me, Satan.
Okay, because not that he's trying to block my good sis from talking though.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
We need
we're
Kaya
not
to bring out
doing
that
that.
word. Not at
Okay.
all. How long we gonna be on here? Let's talk about something else too. I haven't talked to y'all in a long. Hindu stuff. What else I want to talk about? Mackenzie Jackson.
What you say, ma'am?
How long we gonna be on here? We just gonna be talking about this?
Well, I got 9 a.m. in the morning, and it's not the Sabbath, so I don't plan on here being here all night. However long the prayer go, but I ain't trying to be on here till no 11 or 12 and nothing like that, because I do have class in the morning, and
Oh,
I'm trying to work on going to sleep on time and still waking up early. So,
okay.
Like, it was the Sabbath, I wouldn't care, but it's the middle of the week, you know.
No, I got school at 8.
Yeah.
It's
So,
quiet
I
time.
don't be talking to y'all like that. Just want to talk to y'all about it. We should do this again on Shabbat.
we are. I just said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Kai said, anyway, she said went to pull Matthew 18:15-17.
I didn't say that. My bad. I want to pull Matthew 18. Well, I said that in the group chat. If you would read the group chat, ma'am, I said every Tuesday and
It's
Saturday.
hello. No,
Matthew,
I did not.
I'll pull it for you since Satan trying to stop the word. But I don't know how she wanted to break that down. So then that's messed up. But I'll bring it out for you. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican. So, again, we need each other in this walk. You don't want to be that sister that's holding grudges against folks. If a sister trespasses you, kind of like, well, I'm done with her. You know what? I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to ever talk to her ever again. I'm done with her. The Lord gonna deal with that. I'm done with her. Let that sister know when she trespassed against you. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Let that sister know. Right to rebuke that sister. Let that sister know, hey, sis, I didn't like when you did that. Hey, sis, it bothered me. You gotta let that sister know. What's the saying in the word? Closed mouths don't get fed. Let that sister know where she hurt your feelings. Let that sister know where you feel like she trespassed against you. Because we need each other in this walk. You don't want to bear grudges against folks. Block your blessing. Like, what if the Most High place a sister in your life to be there for you for real, and you blocking your blessing because you want to be prideful. You like, look. So just let that sister know, and don't be that sister that if a sister tell you how she feel, you kind of like it. If a sister tell you how you feel, you kind of like, well, kind of gotta deal with it, sis. I didn't mean it like that, so just suck it up. You want to be that sister. That's off. You want to put that pride to the side. Even you just want to put that pride to the side for real. So you just. If a sister trespass you, let that sister know. And if that sister do let you know, don't be that prideful sister that's like, well, I ain't even mean like that. So you just have to get over and suck it up, because that's off. So we want to be there for our sister. We want to be there for our sister. And if you acting like that, sister ain't gonna want to be around you. Just let your sister know, where she trespassed against you and stuff like that. Closed mouth don't get fed. And we need as many sisters as we can in this walk to fight these spiritual demons together. We need each other. We're in the last days. Now not the time to be holding grudges. Now not the time to be, it's just not the time for that. And Day of Atonement coming up anyway. It's not the time for none of that. So, mighty precept, Kaya.
Shalawam. I have a quick precept. Let me backing off of what the sister just brought out. It's Sirach chapter 19, verse 13 through 17.
Who talking? It's Shalawam.
Samara, Shalawam.
Oh, Khan. You said Sirach. What, sis?
Sirach chapter 19, verse 13 through 17.
All right, I'm pulling it up on the screen.
All right, Khan, the water.
No problem.
Khan. So it reads, Khan, admonish a friend, and maybe he hath not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more. Admonish thy friend, and maybe he hath not said it, and if he have, that he speak it not again. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart, and who is he that hath not offended with his tongue? Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. So that just goes into like correcting your sister, and as the sister brought out in Matthew 18, going to her 101 and telling her your fault, because it could be she may not have done it, and it could just be a slander. So it's just like how you have to search out the matter diligently, and you have to actually talk it out with that sister. And I forgot the precept, but you have to hear the whole matter before you really judge it.
Ooh, is it Ecclesiastes? Is it this right here? I don't know. is it Sirach chapter 11:8 where it says, hear the whole matter, then speak? Like, don't cut nobody off in a speech, or is it this right here? I don't know which one it is.
It could,
Is this
I
the
think
precept
it's,
you're talking about?
it could be the Sirach 11:8, and it's it's Proverbs 18:13. It says, he that matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. So like, you can't just believe everything anybody says. You always have to search it out diligently, because it's folly and shame unto you if you just hear it and you just believe everything. You just have to search it out diligently.
That's a mighty precept. Kind.
That's 2 Thessalonians 5:21.
We can't hear you, sis. Can you speak up?
2 Thessalonians 5:21. That goes right along with what Samara just said.
Kind.
You said 2 Thessalonians?
Yeah, 5:21.
Is it 1 Thessalonians 5:21?
Yeah, it must be first.
Kind. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Kind. I wanted to also grab this real quick. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, change not a friend for any good by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir. So, basically, like, when you're doing good and, like, you prospering, don't switch up on that faithful friend. Don't, your faithful friend, you can't put a price on it. Don't switch up on your friend. Don't be switching up on your sisters. You might start a business and you like, you real busy, you like, well, I don't talk to the sister no more because I'm living well over here, I'm living lavish in the land of captivity. I ain't even gotta hit the sister up no more. Don't switch up on your friend. Don't switch up on your right hand man, your day one, your sister, no matter what the case is. Don't switch up on your friend. You can't put a price on a faithful friend. You can't put a price on a righteous sister. You can't put a value on that. Like, she's amazing. You can't put a price on a righteous sister, so don't switch up on her. But you never know when you're gonna need her. Like Braves, you never know when you're gonna need that sister. So we just want to be there for our sisters. Like, don't be acting funny towards your sister. Don't be trying to give your sister the cold shoulder. Don't be throwing shots at your sister, being shady. Like, Florida's not dealing with that. It's not the time to be doing that. We need each other in this walk. We need each other to fight these spiritual demons together. We can't do it alone. Like, we really can't. That movie, I can do bad all by myself. We can't do bad all by ourselves. Don't have that independent spirit. I don't need nobody. I don't need to talk to nobody what I got going on. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need folks. That, I wanted to get this real quick. Hebrews 3:13, and it reads, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest so like any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So like Brianna said, she put that precept, no, it's Brianna. Brianna and Brianna was putting that same precept earlier, we need each other every day to edify one another. We need each other to exhort one another daily, to build one another up through the spirit. Like Proverbs say, sharpen each other's iron. We need each other daily to build us up through the spirit, to send us precepts, to let us know we're going off, to pray for us. We need one another each day, because each day these spirits is attacking. Each day the Most High is testing us, so we need our sisters each day. And it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a break from your phone. It's okay to take a break from people just to get your mind together. It's okay to do that. But don't do it for too long. But it's okay to take a break sometimes. But let sisters know when you're doing that, so they don't feel like you're ignoring them. Communication is key. If you need to take a break from sisters, if you need to take a break from your phone, if you need to take a break from social media, hit the sisters up, be like, hey sis, I love y'all. Call me if you need anything. But I will be taking a break. I will be taking a break from my phone. I will be taking a break from this. I just need a few days to get myself together. Most High willing, keep me in your prayers. And again, call me if you need anything. But it's okay to take a break from things. But just let sisters know so they're not feeling like you ignoring them or you don't really care what they got going on, something like that. Just want to make sure we're communicating. And I just cut myself up because I was telling Mercedes that I wanted to take a break just from my phone and stuff for a few days. But I didn't tell nobody. And, I be texting folks back. I've been texting folks back late the past few days. And I don't want my sister to feel like I'm too busy, or I want my sister to feel like I'm not really there. I don't care what they got going on. That's not the case. So, I got to do better on my part as well. But, it's okay to take a break. But if you need that break, just communicate with sisters so they don't feel like you left them out high and dry hanging and stuff. So I'm going to bring that out.
Kind. Mighty point, sis. I had another precept for when you were talking about like not changing up on like your sisters. I have Sirach chapter 9 and verse 10. It says, "Forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. A new friend is a new friend is as new wine. When it is old, thou shalt drink it with pleasure." So kind. Like yeah, like when old wine is better than new wine, and that's how it is with the old friend rather than a new friend. So you just can't ever switch up on your sisters, whether you find a new group of sisters. You just always have to stay faithful and loyal and not forsake them and be there for them.
Fine. Like you could have met a sister when you first came into the truth. Like I met Kaya. Kaya was one of the very first sisters when I came into the truth, and then I met other sisters down the road. I'm not finna click up with this and be like, oh well, I got a sister now. Forget Kaya. Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna always be 10 times, 10 toes down behind Kaya. I'm gonna always be 10 times, well, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna always be down for my sisters, and that's how we should be. Like if you start, Most High start blessing you with more sisters in your life. You start congregating with more sisters and hanging out with more sisters. Don't switch up on that sister that you ace boom cool. Don't switch up on that sister that you've been cool with. Don't switch up on that sister. Don't switch up on her because you got new sisters. Don't do that. That's off. Always stay faithful. Always hold it down. Always be there for your sisters, no matter what. No matter what, like Future said. But kind. You really do need each other in this walk, for real. I wanted to also bring something else out real quick. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. "Therefore have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." The things we go through is common to man. You might go through something. The Lord might put you through something just so you can build the next sister up because she's going through the same exact thing. The Most High might put you in this position where you're going through a situation, and then next thing you know, another sister is dealing with that same exact thing. So we need each other in this walk because whether you know it or not, the things we go through is common to one another. We all got different stuff going on, but some of us be some of us be going through the same thing low key, like similar stuff, battling similar demons or battling the same demon. You never know. That's why we need each other in this walk. Like me and Mercedes, we be going through very, very similar situations, if not the same. So it just be crazy how the Most High work. Like some of us be going through the same exact thing or common things. So that's why we need one another for real. The Most High might put you through something just so you can uplift the next sister. Hey sis, I dealt with the same exact thing, and this is how I handled it, and I just want to let you know I'm here for whatever the case may be, So, I just want to bring that out real quick.
Kind. I'm not sure if anybody's brought it out yet because I joined late. But James 5 and 16 also goes into what you were just talking about. It says, "Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that you may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." So that is why it's important for us to confess our faults with our sisters and talk with them when we're going through it so that they could pray for us. Because the prayer of a righteous man, like it says in Sirach, that the prayer of the humble, it pierceth the clouds. So it's important for us to lean on our sisters, and like talk to them and cast our burdens upon them and confess our faults so that they could help. And like you had said earlier, that Kai had said to you about, if you need her to, she'll tap in the ring and fight those demons with you. So that's just why it's important to confess our faults one to another.
But it's very important. We need each other in this walk for real. Like we really do. But y'all been pretty quiet. Anybody got anything they want to say? Anything they want to add? Anything they want to get off their chest? Cause I know it's like 10:30 where some of y'all at. I'm rounding it to 10:30. It's 10:26 where some of y'all at. But if anybody had anything they want to add, I know folks got work and school and stuff like that, so I don't want to hold y'all up all night. But on the Sabbath, we could be on this thing all night long. But I'm gonna get a flow to somebody if they want to speak or something.
I was gonna say something on topic, actually.
I
was gonna ask something.
What's up?
We gonna be on here for a little bit. Can we do this on Day of Atonement for a little bit, or is that like?
Con, we can do it on the Day of Atonement.
No,
For sure, we can do a Bible study on the Day of Atonement. Most high willing. But
I was
Con,
wondering
it's
because
just like Naquam said in that Day of Atonement video, how to keep it the right way. Like, you can study and stuff with folks. You can congregate and study with. We're supposed to congregate. We can study we can study and stuff on the Day of Atonement, but you don't want to spend the whole Day of Atonement like on the phone with sisters and stuff like that, because this is Day of Atonement. You want to spend as much alone time with the Most High as possible. But it'll just be a just balance. But we can definitely do this on the Day of Atonement. Most High willing, for sure. I will write that down.
and I got a question. Is it like how is Day of Atonement just that day? Because I know we're fasting for 24 hours, and right after it's the Shabbat. But how long is Day of Atonement, or is it just that day?
Day of Atonement is just a 24-hour dry fast. It's just a one day.
Okay.
It's
For
like
some
this.
reason, I thought it was like.
I was just saying, just like this new moon, because I got on my calendar, just like this new moon and the memorial blowing of the trumpets, it was on the 6th at sundown. It ends on the 7th at sundown. So it ended today at sundown. Day of Atonement is just a 24-hour dry fast, so it's just a one day. I don't know. I'm observing Day of Atonement on the 15th at sundown, 15th sundown and 16th sundown. So my Day of Atonement will be ending Thursday on the sundown. So like you said, Shabbat.
And then yeah, we got a Shabbat.
So yeah, But did anybody have anything they want to say, anything they want to add, any questions or concerns? And if you have not dropped your prayer request, Bubba, should I do that? I have everybody's prayer request except oh well, folks I didn't have, they left. Shayla, I don't have your prayer request. Can you, Bubba, should I drop it? I got Giselle's. Oh, Shayla, never mind. I do have yours. Salaki. I got yours. Okay, I got everybody prayer request. Never mind. The folks I didn't have, they dropped. They left the call. I'll just reach out to them. All right, did anybody have anything they want to add?
I have something real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it was already said, but hold on. I lost it.
Who talking?
Mercedes, aka Mayan.
It's my bad. I knew that was your voice. I just like.
Okay. Psalms 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. That's all.
It's Yapa to dwell together. Gotta dwell together. We gotta be like this, stuck like glue.
All praises.
But if anybody didn't have anything else to add, anything to say, we can wrap this thing up. I'll see y'all again on Saturday, most high willing. Yeah, Lord willing, on Saturday is Zoom, because I just feel like Zoom is easier to manage, And Zoom, I be screen recording our Bible studies. Zoom don't, man, can y'all believe the last Bible study, the recording, they split up the recordings. One clip was 2 hours, and there was another file that was 2 hours, and there was another file that was 40 minutes. Zoom would never do that. Zoom would just have it in one big file. So Zoom is definitely more manageable. But if anybody have anything else to say, anything they want to close out with, we can wrap this thing up. It was a Yapa call through the Spirit. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Habashim Rashai, with the water for y'all joining. Most High willing, we could do this again on Shabbat and keep this thing going. But I got all y'all prayers requests, and if y'all need anything, Bubba Kasha reach out. Fine.
Right. Shalawam. Love.
I love y'all.
Love y'all
Love
more.
y'all.
Shalom, sis.
Keep enduring. Shalom.
Kwame YASAHARALA. Judah.
Palm y'all all Reach out if y'all need anything. Shalom.